Hi guys, thanks for joining me today as we take a walk around the HTC U11 smartphone. I have had mine for a couple months now, and I'm going to give you a walkthrough of the phone a little bit and also give you my top 11 tips that I hope will allow you to get the most out of your HTC U11. This is the HTC U11 in what they call Amazing Silver, which is more like an amazing nifty blue. It does seem to reflect this this rich blue metallic color, which is quite nice, I think. So let's get into my top 11 tips. My first one has to do with the setting up and functionality of the icons that you have throughout the phone interface. This is something that I thought was unique to this phone, and maybe it is. I'm not sure. I've tested this on my wife's Galaxy S8, and it does not work like this on her phone. So I think it's pretty neat on the HTC. If you take an icon and you long press on it like this, so this is the Google icon, you get these sub options that pop up. Now you can either take action with these sub options here, or you can take one and drag it out, and now you have a new shortcut. So this will go right to voice search, which I think is really really a neat thing. So that's something I would explore with a lot of the different applications that you might have on your phone. So tip number 2 has to do with the tools in the toggle bar up here. You can rearrange these. You can change where they are by hitting the pencil edit icon there. You can grab them, move them around, move them from the second screen over to the first screen. So now location appears there. So this is useful because I find myself using these shortcuts quite a bit for some different functionality. So that's my second tip. So let's get into some tips now regarding the camera. The U11 is a great camera. So the first tip has to do with selfies, saving mirrored selfies. Nobody wants a selfie that has mirrored text in it, right? Has backward text. And there is a way to control this. It's quite hidden, but here it is. In the camera, you access the options and the settings menu. You go down, see this? This moves. It doesn't look like it moves, that there's any further options here because there's no scroll bar. But there are other options, and you go down here to camera options, and again, it doesn't look like there's any further options, but you scroll up here and save mirrored selfies. I believe the default setting for this is that it's on, so you want to turn that off. On will save mirrored selfies, so you'll get backward text and stuff that really nobody wants to see. But turn it off and you'll get your selfies taken forward facing, like they would be if you were seeing them live. So again, just remember too, under these menus there are other choices here, so explore those. My fourth tip is another photo tip. If you want to take a selfie, but you want to use the more powerful main camera, look at this nice reflective surface. You can easily tell what you're taking a picture of, right? So if you aim it at your face, hopefully you can see this. If you aim it at your face with your nose a little bit below the camera, you're going to get a nice selfie image, and this will work in both camera configurations. Of course, what makes this possible is the Edge Sense technology. So when you're holding the camera out, you can just press the sides in order to take a picture if you set up Edge Sense for that purpose. So I think it's a great feature. My next tip is about the gallery, the photo gallery. So a lot of people have complained that the U11 does not ship with a native gallery app. So the default for you to use for storage of photos is the Google Photos app. But you can view photos that are stored directly on your device through the Google Photos app. So I want to show you that real quick. You open Google Photos, access the options here, and right here, number 2 right now is device folders. So you hit device folders, and there you go. These are all the folders that you have for images on your phone. So this is reading directly from your phone. So you can click on camera here and see all the images that you have stored on your device. So my next tip is about Edge Sense. So if you're looking at the U11 or you own one, you obviously know that you can press the sides of the phone here and have different actions happen with the phone. So let's take a look at that. We'll go into settings, sort of near the bottom here. You can turn it off and on. So once you establish what you want Edge Sense to do, you can turn it off and on. One advantage to that is if you're using a device like this that grips the sides of the phone for photography, then you might want to turn off Edge Sense so you don't get a false shutter release there. Otherwise, I keep it on all the time, and Edge Sense can perform two different actions, a short squeeze action, and you can customize a squeeze and hold action. So I have the short squeeze opens up the camera and also takes a photo, and I have the long squeeze to take a screenshot. But there's a lot of different things you can do with this. You can even assign different squeeze actions for different apps, and they have some here as part of the package, but you can experiment with your own apps. It's in beta now, but I've had some success with assigning different Edge Sense actions to other applications, so that might be something you want to take a look at. Edge Sense, frankly, is one of the features before I owned the phone that I wasn't sure I was going to like or use a lot, but I use the camera one all the time. It's really convenient, especially when you're holding horizontal. It's really easy to just grip down here and take that photo. So the next tip I have for you is for split screen multitasking. Now, a lot of new smartphones and devices support split screen, and U11 is no exception. And there are two different methods for accessing split screen on U11. So let's take a quick look at those. The first is if you select the recent apps button here, or some people call it the multitasking button, and just long press on the app that you want and drag it up, and drag it all the way up, you get your split screen. And now I'm left with the rest of the phone interface on the bottom, and then I can just select the app that I want to load into the bottom. And then to get out of it, I just swipe up or down and close out the one that I don't want any longer. As I mentioned, there is a second method for accessing the split screen. So if I already have open the app that I want to use split screen with, I can long press on the recent apps button here, and that will automatically shoot the active app up to the top and leave the rest of my phone interface at the bottom. So those are two different ways you can access multitasking. My next couple tips are about audio, and the first one we're going to talk about the earbuds. The U11 comes with these great earbuds, which for my money are the true advantage of the audio experience with the U11. So we are in settings now, where you can actually set up your customized audio profile for your HTC earbuds. So we're plugging in. We create a new profile, and you just hit start scanning now. And that's it. That's all there is to it. It scans your ear canal and adjusts tone and volume for your own customized experience. It's a pretty neat thing, and the sound from these is tremendous. So I highly recommend it. You can use your own earbuds or headphones that you might have from another source if you have Beats or something like that. There is an adapter that comes with the phone, so you can have this backward compatible to most other audio headgear. My next experiment here is going to be about the audio experience from the built-in speakers. There are several speakers designed to really make the whole phone reverberate and act as a sound source. So let's take a look at that. We're going to play a song. We'll put the sound all the way up. And here we'll put it face down. And now we're going to flip it over. So I'm not sure there's a great difference in sound quality, whether the phone is upside down or face up. I do think there is better sound quality to be had if you're holding it in your hand, but few people are going to listen to music holding the phone out in the air like this. So I think there might be a slight advantage to having the phone face down to get a little bit better sound. But I think that might be up for debate depending on your own preferences. I know one thing. The sound is not as good as it was on my HTC One M8. These powerful front-facing speakers here, this was a better phone for sound. This was a champion for sound, really. Great phone for sound. The U11 is great also. I think it's better than a lot of other comparable flagship phones out there. I don't think it stepped up at all from the 8, however. But the sound experience on the U11 is still quite good. You already know that you should be locking your phone in some manner, and the fingerprint scanner works really well for locking and unlocking. My tip is this. When you scan, I think you should scan each thumb and each index finger. This way you can handle the phone with either hand, and the index finger comes in particularly handy when the phone is laying down. So I recommend it for that reason. So both phones, both index fingers, and if you like, you can do them a couple times. Maybe the thumb that you use most often. For me, it's my left thumb. I've got the profile for my left thumb in there twice, so it has greater recognition in the scanner. Okay, I promised you 11 tips. So my 11th tip is this: a neat little app called Boost Plus that HTC makes and provides. Now, this is an optimization app made specifically for this phone, I believe, and it really works well. There's a lot of bogus apps out there on the Google Play Store that are really rip-offs or just gimmicks and just throw a bunch of ads in your face. But this one actually does something. You can manage your apps. It does a power optimization. It will go through and send you periodic notifications about apps that you haven't used in a long time. Maybe there's something you want to delete. You can lock apps. So if you hand your phone off to somebody else, you can lock the access to somebody else using an individual app, which is a great feature. Definitely keep Boost Plus active. It's a good tool for optimizing and keeping track of what's going on with your HTC U11. So that's it, guys. Thank you for joining me for these tips, and if you have any additional tips, leave them down there in the comments. And thanks again for your time. Have a great day.